Now, an Olympic Games that looked like it might never happen is extraordinarily about to reach its conclusion, with Australia hoping to grow a record gold medal tally before the closing ceremony on Sunday. Just a few days left. Now, Australia will face off with the United States for a gold medal in the women's beach volleyball final after winning against Latvia in the semi-final yesterday. And the Kookaburras have scored silver in the men's hockey final against Belgium overnight. Tracy Holmes is covering the games for the ABC in Tokyo. Welcome back to RN Breakfast, Tracy.
Thanks very much, Kylie.
Now, there's lots more to come, of course, before Sunday night, but given the gold medal tally already, can we just go ahead and say this has been a major success for Australia?
Definitely. And I suppose, many people will look at this and measure it in different ways. But if you're looking at the success of the team at an Olympic Games, it has been incredibly successful. A lot of that coming off the back of our swimming team doing so well in the pool, really heading back to the glory days. But then we've also seen medals spread around, some of the ones we saw last night in the decathlon with the bronze, the silver in the hockey, potentially another gold in the beach volleyball today. And, we might still be surprised in a number of other events as well.
I mean, I guess success breeds high hopes, doesn't it? And of course, there were big expectations for the Kookaburras and the Matildas and the Boomers, of course, last night. The Matildas and the Boomers unable to overcome their US foes. Consternation over that today among, I guess, people who might have been working with the team or on the team, obviously hoping to break through there, or are they simply celebrating getting so far?
Yeah, I don't think anyone celebrates unless it is a surprise medal or unless it is gold. And a case in point is the hockey team, the Kookaburras. So they played the final. They're the world number one team at the moment. They're up against Belgium, who are the world champions. The teams could not be separated in regular time. It was so close. It was back and forth. It was a very exciting game. And it went to a penalty shootout, which really satisfies nobody and leaves, individuals in teams without having any blame apportioned. They accept the blame should they miss one of these penalties. But it was quite a tragic moment. It was very sad to see these grown men cry because gold was offered to them, but it was not within their reach in the final moment. And, people only see that and they think it's a game, get over it, get on with it. But the fact is what people don't see are the months and the years and the strain and the focus and the dedication for very little, if any, money in some of these sports. What will happen is they'll wake up and they'll start strategizing for the next challenge. This is the life of an athlete and we have to admire their dedication and commitment for sure.
Now, Australia will go for gold in the women's beach volleyball today. Again, it's the United States that stands in the way. How big is that task and how significant would a gold medal in beach volleyball be?
It'll be hugely significant. We've only won one other gold medal. That was in Sydney 2000, as we know, with Kerry Pothast and Natalie Cook, both of whom have been guiding these two here. So Taliqua Clancy and Maria-Fé Atacho del Solar. They're a fantastic team. They've faced this American team before and beaten them. The American team has one very experienced player and one junior player who has struggled in the past when the tension builds. So that might be a key factor in today's game. But also with the Australian team, it's a fantastic story. Taliqua Clancy being one of the 16 Indigenous athletes in the Australian Olympic team this time round. And Maria-Fé, originally from Peru, and when she was in Peru, she had an auntie in Australia that sent her a postcard or sent her family a postcard from the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games with the Australian gold medalist on it and a message saying, go for gold, chase your dreams. And she saw that postcard as an 8-year-old and said, yep, that's what I want to do. And guess what? Here she is playing today against the USA, hoping to come home with a gold medal.
Thank goodness for her auntie. No, it's not just been the gold medalists, of course, who've lit up these Olympics. We've seen breakout performances from Peter Bol in the 800 metres, 100-metre sprinter Rohan Browning. I mean, what has the atmosphere been like there among the team as a whole? Have they been revelling, sharing in those kinds of results?
Yeah, definitely. And part of the COVID restrictions inside the Olympic Village mean that instead of circulating and the whole world kind of mixing with each other, they've been quite contained within their own headquarters. So the Australians have really come to know all of the other Australians very well. So rather than, for instance, the track and field team going and mixing with all the other track and field athletes from the other 205 countries, they're mixing with the swimmers and the hockey players and the basketballers and the soccer players. And they've built these friendships and these networks that they might not have had otherwise. And I think a majority of the team, if not all of the team, have really felt that support. And they've got messages while they've been on buses going to events from other team members. Teams have been waiting for them when they've got back from competing at their events. And I've really got to also put in a bit of a plug for Ash Maloney, who won bronze in the decathlon last night. And this is the most gruelling event. I mean, every event is gruelling. It's the Olympics. But 10 events in 2 days in these conditions, and the first time we've ever won a medal in the decathlon. He was really pushed in the 1,500 metres by a teammate, Cedric Dubler, who wasn't within range of a medal. He finished 20th. But by him pushing him in that 1,500 metres, the last event, that pushed Ash into the bronze medal position. And so, this is the teamwork that goes on and the sharing of the moments amongst the group en masse.
Yeah, inspiring news there. There were plenty of people, including inside Japan, who thought it would be irresponsible to hold this tournament in the midst of a pandemic. Has that feeling changed in Japan that you're aware of? Do you think the IOC has been vindicated?
Well, the IOC feels it's been vindicated because the Games have certainly reached record numbers. If you're talking about, television ratings and streaming numbers and people tuning in from around the world, I think looking for something else other than COVID to entertain them for a period of time, whether that's, for an hour or two at night or through the day or whenever. But there will still be those that say it shouldn't have happened. We know that there have been 353 positives inside the Olympic bubble, if you like, but overwhelmingly, most of those have come from Games staff, workers and volunteers who live in Japan. So they're coming from where numbers, every day we're seeing new records around Tokyo, which is a tragedy for them. I think some of the discussion will be around the fact that it's really tragic that there were not people in the venues to support these Olympians, but in hindsight, that may have been a very sensible move because otherwise the Olympics will definitely have been blamed for what is happening outside the Olympic bubble, which is tragic. But, it's been hard. There are good arguments on both sides. When you look at the faces of the athletes and you look at the team that will come home to Australia, many of them have already returned because they have to leave quickly. They're going to they're going to look back on this and be very thankful that there was a Games. And I'm sure all of their family and friends will as well, because it's given most of Australia something to celebrate.
Tracy, great. Of course, just a few more days still to go. Lots to feast your eyes on. So we'll have to get our fill as best we can in the next few hours. But thanks so much again for joining us, Tracy Holmes.
Thanks for your time.
So Tracy there covering the Games for the ABC in Tokyo.